Live from the Nebraska Power Farming Show, this is the Sunrise Report. This special presentation is brought to you by the Nebraska Power Farming Show Hog Slat for West Point, Richland, and Beersford, and Crary Industries. Now, let's head inside the show for this morning's Sunrise Report. Here are your hosts, Bryce, Doeschot, and Chad Moyer.
Well, good morning once again. It is day 3 of the Nebraska Power Farming Show at the Lancaster Event Center in Lincoln. Standing next to Bryce Doeschot, I'm Chad Moyer. Glad to have you with us here today. Day 3. Boy, was yesterday exciting, Bryce?
It was. Now we're in the third and final day. Hard to believe 3 days. They go by that quick.
I know they do. They really do. There was so much activity. Quite a few people here, many different seminars that took place. The Ag Tech Innovation Competition took place yesterday. We're going to talk with the winner of that competition here this morning. And we saw just some amazing things, had some great conversations, Bryce.
Exactly, and you're teeing it up. We've got a jam-packed Sunrise Report here on the third and final day of the Nebraska Power Farming Show. We're going to meet that winner of the Ag Tech Innovation Competition. Chad has an interview with them. We'll also be discussing the Farm Bureau Day. That was yesterday. Talk about some of the different things they're discussing with members of the Nebraska Farm Bureau, and then we're going to highlight some of the cool things that you and I have been seeing as we walk across the 9.2 acres of this indoor farm show.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Maybe we can go right into that?
Let's do that, and tell us a little bit more for folks that aren't familiar with what is that Ag Tech Innovation Competition. Tell us what that was and how they determine the winners.
Yeah, it was a great competition, first of all, and it really highlighted the problem solving that is going on in today's agriculture. And there were 5 different ag tech startup companies that were attempting to solve a problem in today's agriculture, whether that be the labor issue, finding good quality workers to do the work in today's agriculture, or whether it was traceability, following a crop all the way from field to the end user. Those are just some of the things that were talked about. But the winner yesterday actually was addressing the labor issue. The winner was from right here in Nebraska, Bryce.
Let's go to that interview now, Chad.
Okay. We're standing with the winner who happened to won both the People's Choice Award and the $20,000 grand prize, Scott Newarner with Dynamic Motion. Fresh off the stage, what did you think of the experience and the feedback that you received from people here today?
Right, it's awesome. It is so amazing. No clue we'd get here. We're just doing the best we can, building what we know, and the people here, it's amazing. It's such an opportunity, and Farm Credit and all the other sponsors that I can't think of all of them, but they're fantastic. To put up that kind of money for us to be a part of this, it's going to help us huge. And the feedback is a really big thing. The questions from the judges, all of it are amazing. We're so blessed to be a part of it.
And then we won. And you won. Isn't that amazing? Just a couple of quick sentences. Your ag innovation had to deal with ways to deal with the labor situation in agriculture. Give us the brief synopsis.
Right. So we're building technology that does the grunt work farmers don't want to do. And so in this case, what we're doing is building robots to pick up dead birds and till the bedding in poultry farms. And with Costco going in Nebraska, we just figured that's something we can solve. We know the technology, we can make it happen and build it in Nebraska. We're super motivated to keep the technology, keep the money, keep the industry in Nebraska. That's a big focus of ours.
What did you think of, being on stage with people from all across the country, different problems in agriculture that they were trying to address? What was that experience like?
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, to be a part of that, these are great companies doing amazing things, established companies and some other startups as well. So to be a part of it is huge. And again, the mind's still buzzing of just taking it home. That is so huge, so blessed.
Yeah, so what is next? $25,000 will be awarded to Dynamic Motion. Where do you go from here?
Right, so we're going to build out the prototype units. We're going to build a pilot test program where these farmers, these poultry producers can actually take a robot and test it for 6 months. And that's where this money is going, is to build out that technology, get those prototype units built, get it into their hands and learn what we don't know.
All right, amazing. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. It's been great. Thanks.
All right, again, we've been visiting with Scott Newarner. He is with Dynamic Motion, the winner of not only the People's Choice Award, but also the $20,000 grand prize in the Ag Tech Innovation Competition. Again, hosted by Farm Credit Services of America and the Iowa-Nebraska Equipment Dealers Association, part of the Nebraska Power Farming Show in Lincoln.
Really neat to see Scott being the winner there, Chad. And you had the opportunity to MC that event, and so you have watched all the pitches, 5 of them total, correct?
Yeah, there were 5 pitches yesterday, and again, congratulations to Scott. Took home not only the $5,000 People's Choice Award, but the $20,000 grand prize. So that was pretty amazing to see somebody from right here in Nebraska side by side with people from all across the country, from east to west, north to south, with this problem solving going on in agriculture.
Walking away with $25,000. That'll go toward, like he said, building out the prototype system and trying to help solve some of the big issues in agriculture. So what a neat competition now in its second year here at the Nebraska Power Farming Show.
Yeah, and just if you don't mind a shameless plug, Bryce, I hope you don't mind that.
I do mind, but we'll let it slide this time.
Oh, okay, thank you. This is going to take place over in Iowa. Of course, the Iowa-Nebraska Equipment Dealers Association puts on the Power Show. They also do this over in Iowa, in Des Moines, and they're going to do something very similar to this in January with 5 other ag tech startup companies, and again, showcasing problem solving going on.
We'll look forward to seeing, you're going to be emceeing that as well. So
I do get to do that
too. Look forward to hearing the results of that at the Iowa Power Farming Show. Also happening yesterday, there was the Nebraska Farm Bureau Day. We mentioned that here on the onset of the show, and I had the opportunity to sit down with Phil Erdman. He is with the Farm Bureau and their membership department to discuss some of the member benefits they have, and of course they're giving away their free gloves. That's one of the perks at these farm shows.
Yeah, and if you ask me, new gloves are great, right?
They are.
But it just looks like work to me.
Well, let's check in with Phil Erdman here.
You bet. So our free gloves are back. If you had a chance to come to Husk Harvest Days, which you are great neighbors, we got to do that. So our Farm Bureau Proud gloves, if you're a Farm Bureau member, you can show your membership card or stop by. We'll look you up, but absolutely. Our Farm Bureau members work hard, and we want to make sure they have the tools to do it.
Well, it's a great way to get people to the booth and have some important discussions about the big things that are happening with the Nebraska Farm Bureau. I know one of them you guys are excited about has to do with health insurance.
Yeah, so the Nebraska Farm Bureau Member Health Plan is still an open enrollment. We've got a great partner with Medica, and we've seen savings of 25% or more for a lot of our members who have enrolled this year compared to what they were on the individual marketplace. Open enrollment goes until Sunday night, so make sure you get a hold of one of our Farm Bureau Financial Services agents to enroll. They're the only people that you can enroll in. And if you are a member by August 31st, you would be eligible if you're in production ag.
What are some of the other conversations you're having with people as they stop by?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of great benefit partners in addition to the work we do to advocate for farm and ranch families. Behind us is the Ford display. Our friends at Midwest Ford are part of the display this year. And we have our friends from Granger behind us that are doing tool demonstrations. And we're trying to provide some refreshments to our members, and so they also get a cup to take to one of the concession stands while they're around here, just as an additional thank you for being a member.
Plenty of things going on here at the booth. Where can folks find you at the show if they're coming out? And maybe if they're not, how can they access Farm Bureau?
Yeah, so we're in Pavilion 2. We're right at the crossroads, right in the corner, in the heart of it, we would say. And so definitely come out to Pavilion 2. You won't miss us. We have flags everywhere. But it's been a great show for us. It's a great time to get out and see our members, and want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Very good. Appreciate the information. Phil Erdman with the Nebraska Farm Bureau joining us.
All right, thanks, Bryce. Great to catch up with our friends at Nebraska Farm Bureau. I think all of agriculture is busy this week because they're just coming off their policy development in their annual convention out in Kearney, and then just turn around, come back to Lincoln, and be at the Power Show. So busy, but again, good representation, just good to be out, right?
Absolutely. Busy time of year for all our friends in agriculture here. And Chad, as you and I have walked across the show, logging all those steps. Do you have a step counter, by the way? Are you tracking those?
Well, I think my phone is, but I never look.
Okay. Well, we've had the opportunity to see some of the really neat things, and I know one thing that has caught your eye. So tell us what's caught your eye here at the show, and maybe we'll play some footage of that as you're discussing it.
Well, one of the things that you do notice, of course, is the big equipment that's here,
Absolutely.
Right, Bryce? And one company that's right here in Nebraska, in Omaha, Claus North America, you happen to notice that their combines are a different color now, Bryce. Remember when they were working with Caterpillar, it was a yellow combine, right?
Yep.
Well, now they have gone back to what the Claus original colors were, green and white, like you see here. And so that's just kind of interesting to see that has changed now, that they are in their first year of doing that, Bryce. So same big combine, great quality, built very well, but just a different color.
Pretty cool. One of the many things you'll see here at the Nebraska Power Farming Show. If you're coming out here for the third and final day of the show, we also want to do, as we've done the last 2 days, highlight some of the seminars going on. So we'll do that now, as we'll begin with 11:45 in Room 1, a presentation from Jim Jansen of UNL. He's talking about the fact that not all land is equal, Nebraska land values and cash rent. So that again happening at 11:45.
All right, there's another one coming up today as well. This one here with Glennis McClure with UNL Extension, finding your cost of production. And also they're rolling out their new ag budget calculator. They've been working on that for a while, fine-tuning it. And again, what a necessary part of planning, assessing 2019, but also looking ahead to 2020. Glennis will take us through that, and that'll be at 12:30 this afternoon at the Lancaster County Farm Bureau room, Bryce.
For a full rundown of all those seminars going on today, be sure you pick up your program book, the Nebraska Power Farming Show. So they're right there on the beginning. Our cover boy Chad here holding that up for us, something like that at least.
Boy, really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
And here are some scenes of the Nebraska Power Farming Show. Of course, doors will open here in about 15 minutes or so, and so crowd will be filing in for the third and final day of the show.
And do notice it is reduced hours today, Bryce. 8:30 is when doors open, and we kind of wrap things up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But there's still a lot of just great opportunity, a lot of time yet to come on out, especially if you were here Tuesday or Wednesday. And like you said, 9.3 acres, a lot of steps to have. If you didn't get everything that you needed to seen, come back today. You still have a few hours.
Absolutely, and we of course want to encourage folks to stop by our booth here at the Rural Radio Network. You can find us. We've got a sign up for a newsletter we're rolling out, as well as if you're not a member of the Nebraska Rural Radio Association, you can sign up to do so here at our booth. What's the number on that again? I always like to ask you because you know those answers.
It's a $25 lifetime membership, Bryce.
So stop by and see us. Of course, we want to say thank you to those of you who have joined us all 3 mornings of the show here on the Sunrise Report, as well as someone you don't see on the camera. Hannah Borg is helping us out on the camera work, so we certainly appreciate her work.
Absolutely.
Well, let's wrap this up. Chad, final thoughts from you.
Well, again, it's been a busy week. This is a busy time with a lot of meetings that are going on last week, this week, next week. There's just a ton of information to be had. But this is definitely, Bryce, a part of it, is laying in that plan. What did work, what didn't work in 2019? What can we do for improvements to make into 2020? This is where it all starts. And timing is great. End of the year is just around the corner. If we need to make some decisions for 19 yet, we can do that. But then, like you say, lay the groundwork for a great 2020.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. Again, thank you to our viewers for joining us. Chad, thanks for being here on the Sunrise Report. And thank you to our sponsors. They include Crary, Slat, as well as the Nebraska Power Farming Show. Thanks for joining us.
The Sunrise Report is brought to you by these Rural Radio Network partners. The Nebraska Power Farming Show, the second largest indoor farm show in the U.S., spanning 9.2 acres and over 760 exhibitors. Join us for this year's Power Farming Show and explore the future of agriculture. You can find your 2019 show map now at nebraskapowershow.com. Slat Inc. is the largest construction contractor and manufacturer of hog production equipment in the United States, with approximately 1,000 people directly employed and an additional 1,400 subcontractors working on the company's construction projects. Slat also sells equipment packages to customers who choose to construct their own facilities, both domestically and internationally. Learn more at hogslat.com and visit them in West Point, Richland, and Beersford. And by Crary, don't let short weather damaged or late season harvesting cause even more yield loss by poor feeding or shattering at the cutter bar. Add a Crary air reel or wind system to your header. See the Crary wind systems in Pavilion 4 at the Nebraska Power Farming Show. Visit crary.com or call 1-800-AIR-WHEEL to find a dealer near you.